And with me again, this segment is Dr. Barb Provost from Chicago, Illinois, from Provost Consulting. Yes. Thank you for coming back, Barb. I can't believe you want to come back. You have to deal with a dunderhead like me who knows nothing about women after even being married 36 years and having 4 daughters.
Yeah.
What can I say? But I'm in the learning mode.
Yeah.
My curve is steep. Oh my gosh. Well, listen, we talked before we went to the break in regards to basic 5 concepts, because I want to kind of touch it so that we can kind of get everybody on the same menu.
Right.
These are the 5 things. Here are some of the things we need to talk about. And let's just go down this, the first one. Yes, there are more women in workplace. So we have dual income, either no kids or dual income raising kids. We call it dinks and dirks, right?
Well, there's a lot more women in the marketplace or in the workplace for sure, and also what that does is it creates a lot more dispensable income. So where families are smaller now, I know you come from a big family, I come from a big family. You don't see those size families anymore. You see, 2 or 3 children, which means with the income coming into the household, you see a lot more iPods, a lot more technology. Maybe there's not just one television in the family room, but several televisions. There's a lot more purchasing going on.
Oh, and I'm thinking, when I think of women in the workplace and the complete cultural revolution that we've underwent in the last 40 years, which has been huge, and I think of the impact of women in corporations. I mean, they're just becoming players now.
Yes, they are.
Not that the glass ceiling has been totally broken, but many women have learned to traverse it.
Right.
And because of that, politics, everything else. But now we're talking about monetary control. And this is huge because women probably dominate the charitable giving realm.
I believe that they do, yes.
Most men are looking for the deduction on the charity, where the woman actually is in love with the charity.
Right.
So we have to start looking at this. So if you're into charitable giving and estate planning, mother is going to be ruling the roost over the next 10 years of transition money. Now, so I think everybody's pretty convinced, yes, women are in the workforce, we're buying that area. When you go to the next one, this is one, delay of marriage. People are not getting married in their 20s like I did, as if I was ready, right? Oh my gosh, as I used to tell my girls, trust nobody that's in their 20s, right? She goes, but Dad, you married in 20. Yeah, well, that was your mom's mistake. Because no guy's worth it in his 20s. I'm so sorry to say, we're just not ready. But they're delaying it, and that means more money for her. Talk a little bit about that.
It does. It means that they're searching out their own career paths. They're going to school, they're getting more education, they're, getting different jobs, moving up on the ladder of the rung on the ladder. They're really investing in themselves, and really some people are delaying having children until they're ready and they're secure and they feel like they have the income to do so.
Here's a new concept. In the last about 10 years ago, we were all telling the women we were marrying, usually our second marriage, that we wanted a prenuptial. Now, for the first time, we're seeing women in their mid-30s, looks like she's going to marry this guy, right? And she has money.
Right.
And she wants a prenuptial.
Yeah.
Talk about major shift.
Yeah.
That's a surprise to me.
Well, just like men wanted to protect themselves, women want to protect themselves as well.
So we're all going legal on all this paperwork in the name of love. Okay, I got it. Okay. We'll talk about the third one, smaller families. You and I both come from huge families.
Yeah.
And as I used to say, I come from a Chicago area, just like you do, Barb, and from a very Catholic family. And
just like I do.
Big families we're in, and no wonder nobody paid taxes, because everybody had exemptions.
Yeah, too many deductions.
Too many deductions. But now smaller families, which means we have more disposable income.
Right.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And what are women with disposable income? What are they spending it on?
Wow, they're spending it on so many different things these days. For instance, if you look around in just the sporting venue, as we talked before, they're spending it on high-speed bicycles, they're spending it on tennis lessons, they're spending it on golf, they're spending it on spa days. They're working a lot, they love to be spa'd and pampered. They're spending it on vacations with their children. They're spending it on all those things that, when we were growing up, our parents were never doing those types of things. They have the dispensable income, and they're using it for themselves.
Well, with this extra money, and if they're doing it more in a pampering in a way, then I have to look at, if I'm looking at retirement money, I have to start thinking about maybe club memberships for my female client.
Sure.
That will accommodate her resort spa week she wants, or
Awesome.
that week or whatever. Although I must say, a good back rub, I'm there on that. Okay. What about, of course, we're running into a cultural revolution on a lot of things, and one of them is that the family we're dealing with blended families now, second marriages, sometimes third marriages. One of the guys I sat with last week, his fourth marriage.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I told him, he said the first
Why
three
bother?
he said the first three was a run-through.
He needs a lot of practice, huh?
I guess he does. But high divorce rates, we have to anticipate now in our planning
Yeah.
that, hey, a lot of times the initiation of the divorce is now a woman's initiation. It's not like it was in the old days. And she's saying her portion is she's going to walk with the same amount or more than her
Right.
male counterpart. She's going to have money to burn. And that's another reason why, by the way, just a little side note, that we want to watch ownership on policies. Because remember, it's not the insured, it's who owns it. And we think that it's really wise. Remember, talk to your attorney, your CPA always. But we think it's wise, like in our state, in a community property state, to cross-own each other's policies. So just a little thought. But divorce, so that's really changed our planet.
It has.
And I'm not sure to the good, but maybe that's another show. And then presence of older women. I mean, while we were over at the nursing home that's very close to my house, it's 9-to-1 women.
Yeah.
I remember that Jan and Dean song, 2 girls for every boy, 9-to-1.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, women are just staying alive. It's kind of good because I have this new song out called "Women Live Forever and Men Just Die."
Yeah.
Right. But I've noticed we have this huge trend now because right now, guys, we pretty much die according to the actuarial tables. Whatever the 2001 CSO mortality tables say, we're there. We get a year or so, we're there. But mother keeps blowing by the tables
Yeah.
and living longer. So when I just saw this annuity, this is just a great idea. I just saw this annuity where I said, when did you purchase the annuity? And she said, the female client said, I purchased it when I was 77. They did not expect her to be living. She's 89.
Yeah.
Every day past 84, she's
Yeah.
beating the company into
Yeah.
the ground.
Yeah.
Every day she takes a check, they're weeping,
Yeah.
and she's happy, because she blew by the tables. They didn't
Yeah.
expect her. So we're living longer, and a lot of our planning better reflect that.
Yes.
And when we reflect that, we better be able to say, what is important to you
Right.
about your retirement? What do you deem as quality of life?
Right.
We know you're going to live longer now. What's quality of? And all of a sudden, long-term care comes online as
Right.
a legit issue. And will she want home care? Will she want convalescent care?
Right.
What kind of personality is she? Is she self-sustaining, or she's got plenty of support in her family? We're
Right.
going to need to know all that.
Right. So
And
you're
that's
gonna have to ask
typical.
those questions.
We
and
don't ask
listen.
those questions.
Yeah.
See, I'm just asking the questions on the air because I know Dr. Barb wants me to.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have to actually do this now.
Yeah.
Because if I want to be endearing to my client, and this is another thing, it's not so much being the answer man anymore. I thought it was just, hey, I know my stuff.
No.
I have the code. I know exactly how to do this. No, it's really, I need to connect.
Connect, yeah, that's the word. They need to connect with you. They need to know that you're a qualified professional, that they can call you and get their questions answered if they have a question, that you're going to be there for them.
Well, I want to try to think about when I'm trying, and here's the phrase. A lot of my email goes like this: how do I sell to women?
Yeah.
And it sounds so like, this is kind of like reading books when I was a young man where it says, 101 ways to woo the woman, so, some kind of like, this is a trick to get girls to go on dates with you or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not talking about lines, right? We're talking about selling what is good for the client and having a relationship.
Right.
And I never forget this the rest of my life, we were selling mutual funds back in the 40s, when I was in my 40s, not in the 40s, when I was 40. I'm not that old. And I was talking about 2 different funds, and both of them started with an F. One was Fidelity and one was Federated. And I said at that time, they were so similar in their expense loads, so similar in their performance, their beta scores, everything was similar. And I said, I was just giving her some ideas. And she said, well, given the 2 that you've said, I'm going to choose Fidelity. And I said, well, was there any one thing that I said I was interested? was there anything, one thing I said that pushed you over the edge? Sure, it's fidelity rather than federated. She goes, Steve, fidelity. Wow, that was a wake-up call, right? Fidelity, if you think fidelity is in marriage, it's only a tick down in financial planning, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're only a little below the surface. So projecting fidelity, trust, confidentiality, and putting your best interests, and I don't know your best interests because I haven't listened to you yet.
Or ask the right questions.
Well, what is a right question? I bet you people are watching the show and going, what are those right questions?
Well, oftentimes women aren't really interested in the statistics, the background. They want to know, how is this going to benefit me? How will this help me in my life? So a lot of times people will get caught up in the benefit, the technicalities, if you will, around the policy. What they need to do is stop and say, do you want me to continue down this road? Is this of interest to you? Or are there other concerns that I can answer for you? So instead of, like I said, consistently going through your sales process, making a stop and asking a question. Does this answer your question? What other concerns do you have? Is there something here that you don't understand? Remember, you talk this language all the time. People who purchase these products only talk this language when they're making a purchase or when they're learning about what they need to buy. So you really need to be a person who can explain the different acronyms, explain the terminology, explain what the customer is actually buying.
I'm thinking when you say that, I'm trying to change the way my thought process would be. And the first thing you said was, it's true. We're so familiar with our business. We do this every day.
Yeah.
We're using the same. It's almost rote.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like a memorized script.
Right.
Okay. And so it's not that we are intentionally, we just feel like, hey, that script has worked in the past. It should work for this. Oh, most men have bought this way. Why wouldn't you buy this way?
Right.
Right. But when I hear you talk and share what you're sharing, I want to try to open my mind. It's hard because I don't think we as men are really multidimensional creatures. I hate to say that, but I think we're pretty staid in our ways, staid in our opinions. Well, listen, we're going to have you back on. This is too great. I hope you're learning about it. Women in finance, it's going to directly impact your ability to sell over the next 10 years. And remember, you can call us at 1-800-290-7226. You can also email us at thebiz@brokersalliance.com. And of course, you can always hop out on our website at www.brokersalliance.com, where you can visit us and tag down any of our shows are right on our homepage. I'm Steve Savant. You've been listening to the Business Insurance Zone, a Bravo broadcast. Hey, get into the zone, the Insurance Zone.
This has been a Bravo video event of the National Insurance Clearinghouse and Brokers Alliance, one of the largest distributors of insurance products and services to a nationwide network of insurance professionals. You can contact Brokers Alliance at brokersalliance.com or 1-800-290-7226, extension 147.